Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Path of Exile 2, the third Edict. I am starting to switch back and forth between characters. I'm also probably about to start another playthrough of the campaign, as much as I don't really want to, because I really would like to have some kind of a... I wanted this character to be kind of a melee in-your-face build, but I just haven't figured out a way to make that happen, because he's too damn squishy. So we're going to keep him in the build. We're going to keep doing things the way he does them, but... I'd still like to have something that just gets in there and just kind of bashes people's faces in. So, warrior build. I don't want to do another bone shatter build. I'm sick and tired of that. I have another build I'm looking at that we're gonna probably do after I'm done doing my recordings for the day. So, let's get a map done and figure out what we're gonna do next. So, the steppe. That sounds good. Seems like a reasonably nice and open space that we can operate in. So this character, because of his squishiness, does have some serious issues with close tight-end spaces. He needs to be able to move around. He's more of a caster than he is a melee, and I really hate that, but it is what it is. I was really hoping for like a ninja style, you know, hand-to-hand combat, or like a martial artist like Bruce Lee style monk or something like that, but. Yet again, the developers they really don't want you having too much in the way of defenses. I don't know how they could fix evasion and deflection and all that stuff to make the characters, like, I was really trying to make deflection work. And in theory, deflection is really cool. And I also did figure out why my, hold on, sorry, I'm trying to make sure he dies first before I stop. I also did figure out why my elemental weakness wasn't working. I don't like to read all of these stats. There's just so many of them. I didn't notice the second line, which they should have made the first line. Curse does not apply to enemies below level blah blah blah. So the lower the level, the lower the skill gem level, the lower the level of monsters that become affected. So that explains I hadn't upgraded that gem in a very long time. So that would explain why. I've also done the same thing with this character that I did with the other one and added Hex Bloom to it so that I can just kind of hop in, hit one guy, get him affected, and then the curse. Oh my god, I cannot talk right now. The curse will automatically spread as you know, assuming they're close enough for it to proc on them. So it does help with kind of clear speed. So the rotation right now, I really don't want to do any more abysses. I am so freaking tired of the abysses. The rotation right now is to dash in, roll away, have my two shadows appear, and give me, ideally, a power charge and a nice little black hole explosion there. And then I'm able to burn them down while they're debuffed. And it's the same rotation for... It's the same rotation for everything except for bosses. Well, I mean, it's the same rotation for everything, except for bosses, at the very least. When I finally get a heavy stun on them, I'll hop in there with the Charge Staff and the Tempest Flurry and the Bell. So that's kind of the thought process anyways. It doesn't always work out that way, because sometimes I forget the rotation. And then there's always that. But the Hand of Chayula little thing in there at least makes me feel like I'm doing some kind of nimbly monk stuff instead of just flinging lightning all over the place and, you know. I originally had all evasion gear, but it's just, even with the deflection, there's just too many things that hop in and, like, there's too many things that just hop in and deal crazy amounts of damage, so I switched back to our evasion and energy shield because I need some kind of hit point pool. You gotta have it. It's not an option. Okay. Okay, come on. You know you want to die. And then every once in a while, I'll hop in there with a Tempest Flurry or whatever. Get this microphone out of my way. Let's see. We have everything all done there, so we can just put the rest of those in the stash. Okay. Let's try to get a little bit more focus here. Skill gem. Doing it this way also helps me maintain power charges, which is useful for my clear speeds because I'll show you in a second why that is. Assuming I'm remembering correctly. There's always that. I do have shock equipped on this. There's actually if I wanted higher damage output, I would replace it with something else. But for clear speed, I want to have the additional shock chance. And the reason why that's important is that I also have shock on my charge staff, which makes it much more likely that the shock will proc and help me with my clear speeds. So hopping in and doing it this way, getting a charge, and then having my charge staff. The charge staff itself isn't really adding that much damage by itself, but it is drastically increasing the frequency at which shock happens, which helps with the clear speeds. So it's a little bit of a damage boost, yes, but it's mostly just helping out with shocking, because we took all of the shock nodes off of the passive tree to increase other things. So yeah, let's get over here, get these guys dying. I love it when we get that. I love that we don't have to walk around manually casting the whole elemental weakness thing. We just hop in, kill one, cast it on one dude with the hand of Chayula, kill him, and then it just starts spreading around like an elemental plague on everything. It's super cool. I like it. I just have to remember the habit of making sure I put my charged staff back on, because I have a really bad habit of forgetting to do it. There. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me double check and make sure that the volume is turned. Yeah, I had a feeling. Sorry about that. Oh wait, that doesn't affect you. Never mind. I always turn my volume down, and I should just have my volume down when I'm playing so that it's not getting picked up by the microphone. I turn my game volume down because I like to watch stuff while I'm playing, and it gets really loud if I don't turn the volume down. Come on, let's get, yeah, elemental weakness on everything. There we go. That's how we do it. Perfect orb of transmutation. I like it a lot. All right. Yo, what is that? You've got some crazy stuff happening there. Yo, come on. Yep, die. Just die. You know you want to. Let's go over here and get this guy. I'm really trying to avoid that abyss. I find the abysses just obnoxious. There's too much happening there. Why is this guy such a pain in the ass? There we go. That's what we're looking for. Oh, nope. We're going to save the abyss for the end. That way I can just... Ooh, whoa. That way we can just hop in there, kill the rare, and then leave. I'm really not a fan of the abyss thing. If you have a build that can handle the clear speed needed for it, it's fine. But the rares that they've chosen to implement, like this character could do it just fine if they didn't have the rares that pop in. Those really big guys that are massive and run around really fast. And here we go again with the freaking... They really need to fix that. That's ridiculous. The really big rares that run around really fast, get in your way, prevent you from being able to maneuver, and then they also have this AoE thing, this AoE aura thing that has a random effect that kind of ends up slowing you down and killing you, and they're really, really strong, and they do crazy amounts of damage, and it's just like... In addition, and while you're trying to clear out everything else, it's just, I don't know, it's too much happening all at once. It's fine, like my mage build handles it just fine because I have a bunch of minions there to deal with it, and I'm sure I'm sure the Bone Shatter build would probably do really well with it because it relies on there being large groups of things and they all kind of blow each other up. But for this build, no. This build sucks for the abyssal stuff. You do not want to be getting... I'm not saying you can't deal with swarms. It's just that specific instance of swarming. When it's just the monsters by themselves, it's fine because you can maintain some distance and just like slowly wear them out. It's when those big like multi-tentacled rare thingies come in, and then all of a sudden they're just bashing the crap out of you. They hit you once for like half your life, and then the swarm just kind of takes you under if they're still there. And you can't see when the rares are going to come, so they just all of a sudden show up, and then sometimes you end up just getting kind of taken out. All right, so we do need to go and head over there now because we do need to head over there now. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the most direct route that will expose me to the abyss as little as possible. I know that's the league mechanic here. Not digging it. Really, really not digging it. Oh, here we go. Let's try to get some elemental weakness spread around. Okay. Trying to be super careful about this because we don't want... Keep not getting my charges. So that's annoying. Here we go. This is what we were looking for. Here's my charge. Charge staff, please. Thank you. Try to maintain a little bit of distance so we can get max damage on our storm wave. Cool. Alright, so now that we've completed the map, we can start screwing around with this abyssal thing. We're at the point now, though, where, like, I don't want to risk dying, because that's a massive blow. That is a massive blow to the experience points. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, if we absolutely must have some kind of a penalty for failing a map... Oh, crap. Come on. Of course, I'm rolling around in every possible group of monsters there can be. And you can't tell that you can't walk in the water there, because it doesn't look deep. Sometimes the terrain in this is just illustrated in a way that makes it very difficult to know where you can and can't go. Especially when you're trying to focus on frickin' enemies. I would like to clear out as much as I can. I'm not screwing around with that abyss too much. Yeah, I think we're just gonna be done. Yeah. It's gonna take us a little while to finish clearing out the map. So we're gonna go ahead and call that a day. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links for those of you who prefer to go that route. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.